let's move on to a different recipe with potatoes, tomatoes, and green peas. Now, the spices that I'm going to be using for this recipe is cumin, green chili, and ginger. Now, all three ingredients, all three spices are readily available in any grocery store. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop the green chili and the ginger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make small pieces of this ginger. And so when you bite on the ginger, it's interesting flavor that you get. Now, if you have some people who are very fussy about biting into any spice, then you can make a puree of this in a small blender. So this pan is heated up. I put oil. Now this is about maybe 2 teaspoons, and to this I add cumin. I let it sizzle. The sizzling gives a different flavor. And I take green chilies. If you don't want it very spicy, remove the green seeds, remove the seeds in there. Now, you can either cut them very fine, the green chili, or you can cut them into 2 or 3 large chunks. So that way you can remove it before eating. Okay, there. You let that sizzle for a minute. And then add tomatoes. Now with tomatoes, I really like to add fresh tomatoes, but when they are in season. When they're not in season, I like to use canned tomatoes. So this tomato is cooking, and to that I add green peas, and some potato. This is potatoes which have been baked, peeled, and cubed. And if you want, you can add a little bit of garam masala. Garam masala is another spice blend which is used in northern India. Now, every region in India has a special preference for certain spices. In South India, there's a preference for certain spices. In North, it's different. In East is different, and its West is different. So the food that you get in the Indian restaurant, I say it's good, but the best Indian food you would get is in an Indian home. So if you have any neighbor or if a friend who asks you over for lunch or dinner at their place, please accept it. You will see a big difference. Home-cooked Indian food is very simple, very refreshing, and very tasty. Now to this, I will add some salt. And let it cook for about a minute or so. Now this recipe, this potato stir fry with tomatoes, you can enjoy it with crusty bread, sourdough bread, or you can have it with pita bread, or you can have it with rice, plain rice. And what I would like to do when I'm serving this is I like to have a rice line this bowl and then just put this in the center. There's a saying that before you eat with your mouth, you eat with your eyes. So if the food is tasty, people will definitely eat. But how do you get a person to try the food? By making some interesting presentation. So here we have tomatoes, potatoes, green peas, which have been sauteed with green chili, cumin, and ginger. Very simple, very easy. I hope you'll give it a try.